Get ready for an internet blackout. Some websites like Wikipedia are going offline tomorrow to protest anti-piracy legislation. SOPA, the Stop Online Piracy Act, is designed to crack down on sales of bootlegs overseas. But critics say it could hurt the tech industry and impede free speech. If the measure is passed, the government will have the right to block websites with copyright infringing content on them. Google is also taking a major stand on this tomorrow. It's important to note, critics of this controversial bill believe it won't only go after criminal form-based websites that profit from counterfeiting and copyright infringement. Some web companies are suggesting their websites are at risk, and the government will have the means to quiet them if they want it. There's a difference between SOPA and the law in place now. Here to explain the differences is Radia. He's the Associate Director of Technology Studies at the Competitive Enterprise Institute. So right now, companies really don't monitor what their users do, like YouTube, although I've seen recently YouTube is pulling a lot of stuff off the websites, music videos that they say have copyright infringements. Go through what this whole SOPA thing is about.
Right now, as you pointed out, websites take down specific infringing content, things that are copyrighted but are being used without authorization in response to a notice. But there are some websites in the world, websites like the Pirate Bay, that are dedicated to piracy. They are based in countries that don't enforce what the United States considers to be effective intellectual property laws. So Congress is trying to address this issue by creating legislation that lets the government get a court order to shut down websites that are dedicated to infringement, to get them off search engines, and just to stop these so-called rogue websites from doing business with Visa and advertisers like Google. The challenge has to do with what exactly the definition of a rogue website is and what the procedures are for getting that site taken down.
Let's say somebody like yourself, Ryan Radia, has your own website. You want to start hosting, you want to start showing videos and things to your friends. Under these new laws, they could go after you if you're doing any type of a copyright infringement. Is this to protect the big record labels, Hollywood, TV companies? Where do you cross the line on some of this stuff? Because these laws are kind of harmful to people that say, you know, once you step in and do this, anything could happen.
This is about protecting individuals that make their living off of creating expressive works, and companies that engage in producing trademark products like pharmaceuticals, which is another aspect of what's allegedly going wrong, these foreign rogue pharmacies. The question is, could a website that is just engaged in a little bit of copyright infringement say, I'm hosting a website and I have a user who's doing something wrong, I don't know about it? Could that be enough to get my website taken offline or otherwise harmed by a government action? Depending on how the bills are read, and depending on what provision you're talking about, it's possible that foreign websites, and even in some cases US websites, could be successfully removed upon a successful application by the Attorney General to a court. This is very troubling for folks who care about civil liberties and want to respect the First Amendment. This
is a big deal that the techs here at the News Channel 8 told me about today, and once I started looking into it, you've got WikiLeaks, you've got Google. A lot of big players are going to make this known tomorrow for those that really are sleeping under the radar right now and don't realize what a big deal. What's PIPA versus SOPA?
PIPA is the Protect IP Act. That's the Senate version of SOPA. SOPA is the Stop Online Piracy Act. There are some small differences, but by and large these are two bills that approach the problem of online piracy in a very similar way. There's also an alternative called the Open Act, which has been introduced by Representative Darrell Issa and Representative Zoe Lofgren in the House, that's designed to provide an alternative approach to dealing with this problem.
Keep your eyes on this tomorrow. It's the big thing on the web. Ryan Radia with the Competitive Enterprise Institute, thanks for being with us tonight.